Hey everybody, Ash here with gentsscents with the top 10 video for you. It's been a long time since I've done one. I think the last one on my channel was from summer of this year. So today we're taking a look at my top 10 designer fragrances for winter of 2018 and early 2019. I'll have the niche list probably up in a week or so. And I'm doing this video a little bit differently than the ones I've done in the past. Don't really have any notes taken on these. Usually I would jot down notes of things that I want to cover for each fragrance. So if I maybe forget something, understand I'm just doing this off the top of my head this time. Just gonna kind of go with it and see how it goes. All right, without further ado, let's get into this. I want to let you guys know too, I mean this should kind of go without saying, but these are the fragrances that I'm looking forward to wearing myself. So I'm not saying that this is like the definitive top 10 list of all time that you have to follow. I mean, you do you and I'll do me. This is just what I want to wear personally. And no honorable mentions this time, just going straight into the top 10. So let's kick this off with this guy, Zara 9.0. I actually did a review on this not very long ago on my channel, and in that review I said that this would make my top 10 list, and it did, just barely. And on further reflection, I should have probably put this at number 9 just so that it would be Zara 9.0 at number 9. Iris, Amber, Cardamom, Cedar are some of the notes here. And this fragrance is basically if you took Dior Homme and Valentino Uomo and mixed those together. Kind of took things from each one of them and put it into a new fragrance. This is what you would get. It does have the iris that Dior Homme has off the top, but it's not as lipsticky. It's not as makeup-y, it's not as in your face. There's also a berry-like sweetness in the mid to Zara 9.0 that smells really, really nice. Previously, you could only get Zara fragrances physically in stores. That didn't work out for me or a lot of you out there because we don't have Zara stores nearby. Those are really only in major cities. But that's changed now. You can go to Zara.com and buy fragrances there now. So if you're interested in this one, just go to their website, you can pick it up there. Only 23 bucks for a 100 milliliter size. So that's a really big positive. In the past, I think about a year ago, Zara was getting hyped with Rich, Warm, Addictive, and most of you out there couldn't find it, or you had to pay really jacked up prices on eBay. So just keep that in mind. I know there were some people that actually commented on my Zara video for this one and said that they didn't realize that you could buy Zara fragrances online now at Zara.com. You can. So if you're interested in this one, that's where you need to go. So the main reason I'm going to be wearing this one is because at $23, it smells like a really high quality fragrance, and it's going to save me from using my Dior Homme, my Valentino Uomo Intense, Dior Homme Intense, all those fragrances that are kind of in that same family. I'm just going to substitute all of those with Zara 9.0 this year. So there we go, number 10, Zara 9.0. And number 9 this year, I've got a Paco Rabanne. I've actually got 2 Paco Rabannes on this list. So you might think I'm a huge Paco Rabanne fan, but I'm really not. I just really like these fragrances. The one that came in at number 9 is a 1 Million Flanker, so you most likely already know what it is. It is this guy, 1 Million Privé. Cinnamon, tonka, tobacco, and myrrh are some of the main notes in this fragrance, and I actually reviewed this back when I lived at my old house, so that had to be like a year and a half, 2 years ago at this point. The thing that really makes this fragrance is the cinnamon note. The cinnamon in this fragrance is great. It's very sweet, very warm, very sexy. The cinnamon just smells fantastic. Off the top, it mixes with a really nice orange note, and that kind of sets the tone for this fragrance. The tobacco note in here is light and sweet. It's not like a really prominent tobacco that's in your face. And as it dries down, it mixes with a sweet tonka, and the fragrance takes on kind of a boozy vanilla kind of vibe. This is a really nice compliment getting fragrance, great for fall and winter evenings. The only real drawback is that the performance is not so great. So while the notes in here might make you think that it's going to be a heavy hitter that lasts for a long time and projects like a beast, it's really not. It's more so-so. Either way, the cinnamon in this just smells so great that it made my top 10, coming in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the fragrance that probably gets the smallest amount of love here. It's a Hugo Boss fragrance, one that really hasn't gotten any hype. I understand why, but I do really enjoy it. It's this guy, Hugo Boss The Scent Intense. Some of the main notes here are leather, maninka, and vanilla. Maninka is an exotic fruit, and the only fragrances that really use that note are the fragrances in the Scent line. So Hugo Boss The Scent Intense, the Scent Parfum Edition, the Scent Private Accord. They use maninka pretty much nothing else does. This opens up with the spicy leather and ginger. It's a little bit harsh and can be off-putting to some people. The dry down is a dusty leather with a dose of fruity sweetness from the Meninka and a good amount of vanilla. Performance on this one for me is actually pretty good. I like the dusty kind of leather. The Meninka gives it a very unique scent. I mean, really, there's nothing else out there that smells like this other than some of the other The Scent scents. And I really don't like the name, The Scent, but that's neither here nor there. To me, the fact that it's a unique designer with that Meninka and vanilla leather mix is a positive. Personally, I think once you get past the first 10 minutes, it smells really, really nice. I wear this to the office, I wear it during the day, wear it during the night. It's versatile, smells nice, and it's gonna have you smelling unique. So number 8, Hugo Boss, the scent Intense. I don't have the scent Private Accord yet, but that's on my short list of things that I wanna get. So when I do pick that up, I'll do a review on it. It's gonna take me to number 7. This was just on one of my weekly rotation videos. It's a Versace fragrance, so you probably already know what this is. It's one that I bought at full retail. So I really enjoyed it in order to pick it up at that price. It's this guy, Versace Oud Noir. Nowadays you can get this at discounters, so you can get it for much less than what I paid for it. Some of the main notes here are oud, saffron, and cardamom. And as I said in my weekly rotation video, this is a really nice introduction into oud at a designer level for people that maybe are thinking about getting into oud fragrances or just haven't smelled them before. Not very expensive, smells of a nice quality. The oud here is a little bit dark and sweet. It's not animalic, not overly in your face. And it's a good alternative to Tom Ford's Oud Wood at a much lower price. So those are all positives. The spices here, the saffron and cardamom, work really well with the oud. It's a fantastic cool weather fragrance. And this is one that I've worn to the office numerous times as well, and I've actually gotten compliments at the office and out on the town while wearing this. Out on the town. Bottle on this looks fantastic as well. Looks good in any collection. If you're just starting to get into oud fragrances, you're maybe thinking of a designer oud to pick up, you should definitely check this one out. So number 7, Versace Oud Noir is my choice. And number 6, for some reason I forgot to sit here. All right, no cause for alarm, I got it. Number 6 is a Varvatos fragrance. In my opinion, most all Varvatos fragrances smell really nice. Usually the knock on them is the performance. It's usually not very good. And a lot of Varvatos fragrances you can actually pick up from discounters really cheap. The one that I chose, and one of my favorites from the house, is this one, Varvatos Vintage. Tobacco, suede, fur, and tonka are gonna be some of the main notes here. This one opens up very warm and sweet. It almost has kind of a spiced berry feel in the opening. As it dries down, you get a sweet tobacco leaf that mixes with green fir and a little bit of tonka as well. So it's really just this very sweet, very warm, masculine scent that works great in cool weather. Some people compare this to Burberry London, which is another favorite of mine and of lots of you out there during the cooler weather months. And I would say that they're similar. They're not the same, but if you like one, you'll probably like the other. Now, like I said earlier, performance can be an issue with Varvatos fragrances. This one works pretty well for me. I get about 6 hours, but I have read that some people get much less than that. So just be aware of that. You may want to give this a test wearing on your skin before you commit to a full bottle, see how it works for you. Like I said in earlier videos, the area I live in has next to nothing in terms of stores, like places to test fragrances out. But even I can find this in stores to test out. So if I can find it here, you can probably find it where you are. So there we go, number 6, a warm, sweet tobacco green fir fragrance, Varvatos Vintage. That's gonna take me to number 5, and this is one that's gonna be very difficult for you to find at a decent price if you don't already own it because it's discontinued. This is one that I really, really like, and I've stopped wearing it just because of the discontinuation and how expensive it's getting. But I thought to myself, what good does the bottle do if it just sits there and I never wear it? So I'm gonna bust this one back out. It is Van Cleef & Arpels Midnight in Paris. I do have a 75 ml bottle that's still sealed. It's actually got a lot of dust on it, if you can see there. So I was just looking at these and thinking, I could sell this, but I'd rather just keep it. So just having it sit there and gather dust is really not doing me any favors. So let's go ahead and bust this back out again. Leather, tonka, incense, and benzoin, some of the main notes here. And this has one of the best bottles in the game. I mean, this thing just looks fantastic in my opinion. And what's amazing about this fragrance is you could get this for under $20 at discounters. There had been talk for a long time that it was discontinued, but you could still easily find it online at FragranceNet, FragranceX, eBay, pretty much everywhere for like 18 bucks. And people kept saying, you know, when they run out of stock, this is gonna go way up in price. And it did. Kind of wish that I would have bought, you know, every single bottle that they had in stock at the time at FragranceNet, but I didn't. I just got a single backup bottle and oh well. Nowadays on eBay, a bottle this size that's still sealed goes for well over $100. So if you don't have this fragrance, or it's not one that you've owned in the past and worn multiple times, you already know how much you do or don't like it, I wouldn't splurge and blind buy this. Now I'm not saying that it's bad, because I really, really like the fragrance. It's just a whole lot of money to drop. So Midnight in Paris gets compared to Bulgari Black, which you can still find, and it's not very expensive. The main difference there is Bulgari Black has this strong rubber note, and that's not present in Midnight in Paris. This opens up with a really quick blast of citrus, but that dissipates really, really quickly. As it dries down, this becomes a powdery vanilla with resins and an incensey leather, and that's what this is really well known for. Mainly that powdery resinous vanilla. But the powder here is not overwhelming, or at least to me. It doesn't smell like an old woman's handbag or anything like that. It's actually really, really nice. I used to wear this all the time to the office and to business meetings, just because I liked smelling different than everybody else. Got me multiple compliments, and when I spray it on, it actually kind of reminds me of those days. Because I'm telling you, I would end up wearing this 3-4 times in a week sometimes. But at this point, with it being discontinued, I basically just put it away, stopped wearing it. One of those things where you have something and you don't want to use it all up, because you know that if you do, it's going to be really hard to find it again. But where I've got that backup bottle, I figured, you know, might as well make use of this fragrance. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there for years and it'll do nobody any good. So there we go, number 5, Van Cleef & Arpels Midnight in Paris. Rest in peace, Midnight in Paris. It's too bad you were discontinued. Gonna take me to number 4. This one is not discontinued, and most of you out there probably already own this or have tried it, but it's one that my wife absolutely loves. So it's one that I'm gonna be wearing a lot because I know how much she likes it. It's this guy, Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. Or if you want to be just hardcore American, ultra male. Some of the main notes here: pear, vanilla, cinnamon, and amber. Now looping back around to Zara, they make a couple cheap alternatives to this fragrance. One of them is called Gourmand Leather, and apparently they have a new one called High Low Country. I've not smelled High Low Country, but people on Fragrantica are saying that it is a clone of this. Ultra Male opens up with a juicy pear with vanilla undertones and dries down to a smooth, sexy vanilla with cinnamon. Smells great, pulls tons of compliments. It's one of those fragrances that always gets mentioned as like ultimate club fragrance. One of the ultimate club fragrances. And I would say it's definitely up there. Pulls compliments, people love it, projects, lasts, does pretty much everything that you would want with a club fragrance. Oh, and it's also really sweet, which seems to be kind of a prerequisite for club fragrances. But it's not really just a club fragrance. Depending on how many sprays you do, you can wear this to the office, you can wear it out during the day, you can wear it to a date, you can wear it out with friends, you can wear it everywhere. Maybe a little bit too sweet for some of the more mature guys out there, but again, my wife loves it. It's easy to wear, it pulls compliments. As long as you don't overspray, this one you can wear almost anywhere. So there we go with my choice for number 4, Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. It's gonna take me to number 3, and I actually switched number 2 and 3 with each other, just because number 2 just grows on me. It's been growing on me since I got it. I don't know why, but we'll talk about that in a second. Number 3 is a Christian Dior. It is a Fahrenheit, but not the Eau de Toilette. It's this guy, Fahrenheit Le Parfum. Got a be careful with the bottles. Vanilla, violet, suede, and rum are some of the main notes here. This does have violet, which is what gives off the petrol slash petroleum slash gasoline smell that you get from Fahrenheit Eau de Toilette, but it is much more refined in Le Parfum. So what that means is when you first spray Le Parfum on, you may get just a hint of that petroleum kind of scent, but it's really not in your face. It's not very strong. It doesn't have the oomph of that note that the Eau de Toilette does. So for some of you out there, that's gonna be a good thing, you know, the people that don't wanna smell like gasoline, and for others, it's a bad thing because they do want that gasoline smell, that ultra masculine smell that Fahrenheit Eau de Toilette has. Fahrenheit Le Parfum is basically a much more modernized or refined take on the Eau de Toilette. It basically tries to take that DNA and make it much more wearable in today's day and age. Fahrenheit Le Parfum opens up with licorice and suede, but the licorice dies down pretty quickly. And then you get to the main notes of this fragrance, which are going to be boozy vanilla, violet leaf, and suede. As I said, it's a super sophisticated take on Fahrenheit. I would say it's very masculine. A lot of people only wear this in certain situations, maybe like formal gatherings, but I wear it whenever I feel like it. Because as I said, I feel like it's a much more wearable, modern take on Fahrenheit. So I wear this day or night, either one. Little bit expensive since it's a Christian Dior, but it has you smelling unique, it can garner compliments, and it performs like an absolute beast. This is really, really good stuff. Number 3, Fahrenheit Le Parfum. It's gonna take me to number 2. This is the fragrance that actually bumped Fahrenheit down, so some of you are not gonna be happy about that, but it is what it is. I really, really like this fragrance, and it has grown on me exponentially since I first got it, which is saying something because I really liked it when I first got it. It is a Paco Rabanne, you probably know what this is, Pure Excess. Now with the number 2 and the number 1, some people might argue that they're better suited for fall, but I really don't care. I wear them in fall and winter, and that's why it's on my list. This has notes of liquor, myrrh, vanilla, cinnamon, sugar, and leather. Not cinnamon sugar, cinnamon slash sugar. 2 separate notes. Straight up, I think the bottle on this is fantastic looking. This one I don't have too much left, but I have already ordered a second bottle, so that will be here probably in the next week or so. This opens up with this sizzling grapefruit and ginger with a resinous vanilla underneath those opening notes. This one is very sweet off the top, and really it's sweet the whole way through. The dry down has a boozy vanilla with resins and a touch of cinnamon. It's fresh, boozy, and sweet all at the same time. So yeah, I love Pure Excess. I really don't care what other people think about that. Some people maybe hate the advertising for the fragrance. Some people maybe hate that it's a Paco Rabanne. Some people hate that it's sweet, maybe too sweet. I don't care. I really, really like it. I love the way it smells. So it's number 2 on my list. Paco Rabanne Pure Excess. All right, this is it. The number 1 fragrance for me for winter 2018/2019. It's from the House of Prada, which is a house I really, really like. It's one that I reviewed this year and actually said was my favorite release of the year up till that point, and probably still is. It's this guy, Luna Rossa Black. Some of the main notes here are tonka, amber, and angelica, and really it's just all about the tonka and amber here. Like I said with Pure Excess, this is technically maybe more of a fall fragrance, but it works in both of those seasons, fall and winter, cool or cold weather. This one is gonna do well for you. Opens up with a tiny touch of herbaceousness from the angelica and a little touch of citrus from the bergamot, but that fades away pretty quickly. And then the main notes here come into play, and that's tonka and amber. Those 2 notes combine to make a creamy, sweet, warm base that lasts for the entirety of the fragrance. This one is just banging in the cool and cold weather. Fantastic. It gets me compliments. My wife absolutely loves it. It's just a stone cold killer for me. It was maybe taking it a little bit too far. It's really, really good in the cool weather. My wife loves it, and it works well for me. Like I said in my review, this smells a little bit like if you take Prada Luna Rossa Sport, Bulgari Black, and Midnight in Paris that I talked about earlier in this video, and mix those together. Then you would get this guy, Luna Rossa Black. That said, it is a compliment getter, very sexy smelling, just a great fragrance. It has started to show up at discounters, but it's really not discounted all that much. The last time I checked, it was about $85 for a 100 milliliter size bottle, which is this size here. So You may still be waiting quite a while if you're gonna try to pick this up at a big discount. In my opinion though, this one ends the list strongly. It's one I love and I'm gonna try to fit it in as much this winter as I can. Prada Luna Rossa Black. So there we go guys, that is my personal winter top 10 designer list for this year. Let me know in the comments what you're planning on wearing. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.